Please join us in looking forward as we continue to evolve as a creative entertainment company.
Welcome to the Sony Electronics North American Press Conference. In this Spotlight press briefing, you'll hear from Sony Electronics executives leading across the North America market. Our team will be continuing the conversation on our technology theme for CES 2021, real-time, remote, and reality. And it's a full slate of updates across our businesses. Join us in the conversation in real time on Twitter at Sony Electronics using the hashtag SonyCES. Now I'm going to hand it over to a leader many of you already know, President and COO of Sony Electronics North America, Mike Fasullo.
Thanks, Cheryl. It's great to reconnect with industry colleagues in this all-digital format. Now, while I do miss sharing our innovations in person, we'll do our very best to connect our peers, our partners, and our press to what's new and relevant at Sony Electronics, specifically here in the North American market. But first, I'd like to acknowledge the Consumer Technology Association, the producer of the world's largest consumer electronics trade show, for pivoting to this all-digital platform. It's no small feat, and I applaud the CTA for continuing to advance the global technology dialogue despite so many challenges in 2020. Now, we all know that the COVID-19 global pandemic has accelerated the adoption of new technology. Research has shown these strides have covered more than 7 years' worth of effort in connecting teams, products, goods, and services. So it's perfect timing for Sony, as a creative entertainment company with a solid foundation in technology, to be here today connecting directly with all of you. As Ken Yoshida, our global CEO, mentioned in his earlier remarks, Sony is focused on real-time, reality, and remote. These themes are the driving force behind our 2021 announcements. They also demonstrate how we're showing up to address the needs of the so-called new market. Now, this new market has resulted in significant gains for Sony Electronics, specifically in the TV and audio segments. And as a result, the industry has taken notice of innovations across many of our categories. These reputable industry recognitions clearly demonstrate that Sony is listening to our customers, and we continue to deliver best-in-class technology and product solutions. Now, my colleagues will come up next and discuss in detail the announcements we are making here at CES 2021 in our imaging, home audio, and sound categories. So allow me to speak for a few moments on new market technologies that are also turning heads. Last year at CES, we demonstrated the technology behind spatial reality display. And in the fall of 2020, we introduced the fully featured product along with industry launch partners Volkswagen and Ghost Corp, the production team behind the Ghostbusters franchise. Spatial reality display is no glasses 3D, meaning designers and creators in many industries, from architecture to medicine, can build and manipulate realistic models, products, characters, and even entire live-action scenes in 3D. This product leverages our core strength in sensors and in displays in a futuristic, entirely new medium for real-time collaboration. And we thank the CTA for their recognition of this technology with the 2021 CES Innovation Award and Best Product in the category. Speaking of awards, Hawkeye, another amazing technology from Sony, just picked up an Emmy. Why? Our real-time and remote technology has shaped the sports vertical by delivering best-in-class consumer viewing experiences. Hawkeye provides player tracking, goal line and electronic line calling, as well as stats, analysis, and broadcast replay tools for sports leagues and teams. Hawkeye first transformed cricket and tennis by leveraging powerful sensors that hone in on the fast gameplay and ensure absolute consistency and accuracy that are often beyond the capacity of the human eye. In golf, the technology has been coined every shot, every hole, as Hawkeye captured every moment of the action at the Masters Golf Tournament. And it didn't take long for Hawkeye technology to be adopted by nearly every professional league and sports group. For the 2020 season, all 30 Major League Baseball parks leveraged Hawkeye to increase insights and fan engagement. And these technologies bring reality to the fans, whether they're in the park or watching from home on a Bravia TV. Speaking of impressive displays that can elicit real emotion, consider our scalable and immersive Crystal LED direct view display system, which delivers amazing contrast, precise color reproduction, and a 180-degree viewing angle. At CES 2021, we're announcing the expansion of our Crystal LED family with Crystal LED B and C series displays. The expansion is based on our customer's voice to see more immersive, visually commanding display options in a wide variety of businesses and organizational settings that meet differing budgets and modular needs. Today, I'm also announcing that we are working closely with the IAAM to convey the untold stories of the African American journey at one of America's most historic sites, due to open next year. In order to meet the museum's goal of educational storytelling, our stunning new Crystal display will serve as the centerpiece in the main gallery. So before I hand it over to my colleagues, I'd like to leave you with two realities. First, Sony continues to innovate across a wide range of industries, leveraging the 3 Rs: real-time, reality, remote. And secondly, we know 2020 was a pivotal year in hastening technology adoption, not only to meet the needs of our workplace, our partners, and our customers, but also to our creative and CSR communities around the globe. Through our corporate social responsibility effort, Sony Corporation led a $100 million COVID-19 global relief fund to support the many frontline heroes and to see that creators could continue to educate students, report the news every day, and produce entertaining music and video content. As you can see, we are honored to support many of the groups listed here through donations of PPE and monetary assistance. Additionally, we established a global $100 million social justice fund to effect real change in society as referenced in our relationship with the IAAM and the great organizations you see here. Back to you, Cheryl.
Thanks, Mike. It is always so inspiring to see how we connect social good and technology. Up next is Neil Manowitz with more than 20 years of experience in Sony with a variety of different roles. He launched the original digital camera business in 1996. He's also overseen Sony's home audio and video group and is now responsible for Sony's consumer imaging and professional businesses, and they serve many markets, including broadcasts, cinema, education, sports, medical, and photojournalism. Neil currently serves as the Deputy President for Sony Electronics Imaging and Products and Solutions Americas, and to date, he holds 35 patents with 40 more in progress. Over to you, Neil.
Thanks, Cheryl, and Happy New Year to everyone joining us at our virtual event. At Sony, we remain focused on our voices of our customers. We're always listening. This is especially true for our imaging. Sony is challenging the industry by innovating in all aspects of our business. We will continue to empower creators and develop new tools to allow them to realize their vision. For example, our new AirPeak drone. It may be small, but it is mighty enough to carry the payload of an Alpha full-frame camera. I'm happy to share that we will be shipping AirPeak in the United States later this year. Designed for professionals, AirPeak gives creators the ability to capture imagery in real time, putting once impossible remote shots easily within reach. When equipped with an alpha camera, AirPeak combines dynamic filming and precise, stable flight that empowers video and still content creators to capture what was never before possible. Stay tuned as we will be sharing more with you soon. Next, while we're talking about realistic imagery, we are committed to strengthening cinematic innovation. From our Alpha 7S Mark III to our full line of cinema cameras, this includes our FX9, Venice, and the new FX6, which has just been added to the Netflix-approved camera list for original content, our 10th camera to do so. And speaking of Netflix, we are proud to share that more than 80 current Netflix shows were shot on our flagship Venice cinema camera. And looking at the broader production market, more than 270 titles have already been shot on Sony Venice. This includes Bad Boys for Life and the upcoming, much anticipated Avatar 2 and Top Gun Maverick. Looking at the macro trends, consumers are demanding better, more immersive content. With the widest range of cameras in the industry, Sony is giving content creators of all types and backgrounds the ability to deliver their vision. And this is equally true for still photographers. With the most complete range of mirrorless cameras and 58 native E-mount lenses, it's no question why Sony is the leader in mirrorless innovation. In fact, over the past year, the Alpha 7 Mark III continues to be the best-selling full-frame camera in North America. Our innovation in Alpha has led the world's largest news agency, the Associated Press, to switch their global team of visual journalists over to Sony. Spanning over 100 countries, producing more than 3,000 photos and 200 videos each day, we are honored the Associated Press has put their trust in Sony.
This is the very first time that we're kitting out our photographers and our video journalists with kits from the same manufacturer. And what that means is that people will be able to choose the right tool for the job. So if we want a different look, a different feel, if we want to be more subtle because we're filming a crowd, or we want to be more cinematic because we're filming something just a bit more special, we'll have the cameras to do that. This is an investment in the future of visual journalism at the AP, and a real commitment from the company about how important this is to our future.
In the digital age, so many professionals share the desire to deliver high-quality imagery as fast as possible. The 5G era will give photographers and videographers more options to meet this need. Soon, the Xperia Pro with 5G millimeter wave, HDMI connectivity, and the unique 360-degree antenna will give these professionals a unique tool to improve their workflow. Stay tuned for details to come soon. We will continue to lead and challenge the market based on our customers' needs. We are always listening to their voices, pushing to deliver products and experiences across all our electronics businesses that go far beyond their expectations.
Neil, that is a fantastic update, very intriguing. Can you tell me a little bit more about how we're listening to our customers?
Great question, Cheryl. It's a two-way dialogue. One of the exciting parts of my job is that we get to have thousands and thousands of interactions with the most amazing creators each year.
Unique indeed. Thank you so much for your update. Speaking of stories, our next speaker has really good ones to share as well. As mentioned earlier, Dunya LaRosa is going to give us a deeper dive on processors. Dunya is our power player from the Netherlands, and she's been at Sony for more than a decade, working on the PC retail team, digital imaging division, and overseeing portable audio team. But today, Dunya is the head of sales for home entertainment and sound. And in this role, she leads the go-to-market strategy, and she partners with all major retailers in North America to continue the growth trajectory of Sony's market share in TV, video, and audio products. Dunya?
Thanks, Cheryl, for letting our viewers know where I'm from, so I can spare anyone from having to guess the origin of my accent. Sony is a creative entertainment company with a solid foundation of technology. To demonstrate that, allow me to start with the entertainment waves we're making in this novel relationship we all now have with the great indoors, the home front, from which you are viewing this press conference. We're excited to announce the launch of a next-level technology that meets today and tomorrow's consumer demands, Bravia XR. Bravia XR TVs are the world's first with cognitive intelligence based on the cognitive processor XR, which we're also introducing for the first time globally here at CES. As we announced on January 7th, this new technology we've built into the Bravia XR goes well beyond conventional AI and actually replicates the way our brains process and respond by analyzing color, contrast, and other details instantly to deliver viewers the most realistic and absolute best picture quality. Combined with an enhanced sound experience, this will give consumers a best-in-class home entertainment solution. So let's look briefly at how we got here. Sony has been innovating in processing for over 2 decades, with the DRC chip in the 90s, the X Reality chip in 2008, and multiple generations of X1 chips which introduced object-based processing. Now, with the introduction of Bravia XR's cognitive processing, we're bringing in the next major processing innovation in the industry. So why now? Here's what we are seeing as a company. COVID has drastically changed every aspect of the entertainment industry. We've seen movie theaters close and studio premiere their movies on streaming services. Shifts in consumer behavior and content consumption this past year have driven strong growth, especially during the holiday season, when the premium segment of $1,000 and above TVs had outpaced total market growth by more than double. And for 2021, we expect this demand to continue. The home has now become an entertainment hub, and people want an amazing cinema-like experience in their living room, which our TVs with Bravia XR make possible. Bravia XR will be in our 4K, OLED, and 8K TVs, meaning consumers can get the best entertainment experience that only Sony can deliver as a company that excels on both the hardware and the content sides. So on content, we're pleased to globally launch something else right here at CES, an exciting new offering called Bravia Core, based on a close relationship with Sony Pictures to ensure customers benefit from access to the latest and classic premium content and titles. We're giving customers the very best experience in the home. We'll be the first to offer 4K Blu-ray quality with streaming up to 80 megabits, lossless UHD quality with pure stream, behind-the-scenes studio access, and more. Core stands for the Center of Real Entertainment. And as an added option, consumers can go for IMAX Enhanced for an even more realistic home theater experience. We're making waves in audio too. We're uniquely positioned to bring to you the world's best hardware that gives you audio content so realistic it can truly honor the intent of the creator. First, the success of our WH-1000X Mark IV noise-canceling headphones is unquestionable. Not only have the headphones seen a multitude of industry and consumer accolades, but we've doubled our market share in the premium headband segment. So what's behind the growth? For one, we've seen demand increase as people work from home. Multi-device connections and noise-canceling features make the headphones perfectly suited for today's remote environment. And we're delivering the most immersive experience. The 1000X Mark IV are 360 reality audio ready. So speaking of 360 reality audio, let's share some exciting updates here. This year at CES, we're announcing a bold expansion of the 360 reality audio ecosystem, services and product offerings. With the pandemic limiting concerts and live music options, 360 reality audio gets you as close as possible to your favorite artists, faithfully reproducing music as the creator's intent and delivering a truly immersive experience. We will be announcing availability of 2 premium audio products this spring, the SRS RA5000 and SRS RA3000 speakers, both of which deliver fantastic room-filling 360 reality audio and will support everyone's digital assistants, Alexa and Google. Beyond hardware, we're expanding our 360 reality audio content offerings with thousands of songs now available. A new 360 reality audio video streaming service we're introducing here for the first time at CES 2021 called Artist Connection. It's all very creator and end-user focused. And now, as another special for our CES audience, I'll share that you can watch Sony music entertainment artist Zara Larsson's new and exclusive performance on the Artist Connection app on your smartphone. I invite you to download and watch it today. We're pleased to give you a look at our roadmap here because of our commitment to audio as a key part of our unified home entertainment experience. Sony customers expect the best sound experience. It's actually the origin of our name, wherever they are and however they listen, and that premium experience is what we deliver. On behalf of all of us at Sony, I'd like to thank our retail partners for our continued support during these trying times for so many. Together, we've faced many challenges and we're now entering this year stronger than ever. Like you, we're encouraged by the opportunity this new year will bring, and we're extremely confident in our innovation and products to make 2021 an amazing year.
We have covered a lot of ground on how we continue to connect our partners and our consumers in real time and remote. But I want to give a shout out to our retail sales team who pivoted the in-store sales support to meet customers where they're at, to understand their needs. You can find the great product tutorials from our Sony support team on YouTube. It's for folks that have thrown away their instructions but want to get up to speed on their products. They're fun to watch and it's a fast track for real-time solutions. Now on to future innovations from the Semiconductor Group. Joining me now is Mark Hansen, Vice President of Technology and Business Innovation for Sony Semiconductor Solutions of America. Now, SSS is the part of Sony that rolled out Vision S last year, no pun intended, and they've been loading the trunk with awards ever since. Mark, you've been with Sony for more than 2 decades, and you've worked on so many key technologies that have positively impacted many parts of the business. But I want to hear, what are you working on now?
Thanks, Cheryl. We're super excited to be part of Sony Vision S' latest development. Sony Semiconductor Solutions of America, together with San Diego engineering teams, have created a lip reading technology that will take voice recognition to the next level. As J.D. Power reports have pointed out over the years, voice recognition continues to be one of the most reported complaints of new vehicle owners. Cars are dynamic and noisy, with things like passengers talking, background music, road and wind noise, where audio voice recognition is challenged. The goal we gave the engineering team was to make voice recognition work in a convertible, figuring if they can make it work there, they can pretty much make it work in any environment. But the best way to understand how lip reading works is really to see it in action. Let me share a quick video demonstration that compares traditional voice recognition with lip reading. Let's start off by doing a comparison between traditional audio and lip reading. Normal audio speech to text and lip reading will both work. Activate wipers now.
Okay.
In this instance, because it was quiet in the cockpit, both of them got it. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to add your kids to the back seat. Set navigation, please.
Okay, starting navigation system.
Regardless of your kids in the back seat, it still works. Also, let's do a convertible example here. So if you happen to have all the windows down in your car or you're happen to be fortunate enough to own a convertible like myself, here's how it can work in a convertible. Set temperature now.
Okay, starting climate
It instantly
control.
works on lip reading again, regardless of the background noise. Let's try it with some music. Again, I can keep the music playing. Deactivate wipers now.
Okay, wipers are
And
on.
again, it automatically recognizes what I'm saying, regardless of that background noise. You can keep that rock and roll playing at 10 if you'd like. As you can see, this technology is quite amazing. While our current focus is to support Vision S, in the long term, this technology could actually be used to help people with hearing impairment. We support over 200 key command words in English, but plan to expand both the word count and language support, prioritized on the needs of our customers, of course. We're also exploring new ways to utilize the technology for areas such as kiosk and ATM for touchless situations. In addition to demonstrating factory usage where humans and robots coexist, this could provide command and control and high accuracy with a focus on improved safety. Right now, we're actively seeking new partners and customers to extend and drive this technology into products and services. We're looking forward to seeing Sony lip reading technology deployed for all our customers and partners in the near future.
Thanks, Mark. Innovation never sleeps. Another relevant way to connect our customers. As we close the first event of the new year, where many of us typically reflect on resolutions, I want to ask our executives if they can choose just one word that sums up their aspirations for 2021 and why. Mark, what's your word?
Got to go with thrive. It's taking what happened this year and trying to figure out how to make the best of it and thrive next year.
Neil?
Sure, Cheryl. My word is optimism. And if we think about optimism, while there is many, many unknowns, the innovation that we're seeing in the industry, the innovation that we're seeing from our retail partners gives me tons of optimism.
Dunya?
So Cheryl, my word for 2021 is confidence. We've already seen that 2020 brought Sony a lot of demand for our consumer electronic products. I am confident that this is going to continue into 2021.
Mike?
My one word would be resilience. And let me give you a little bit of feedback on why. You know, going back to March, before the actual executive orders came down, we anticipated this happening. And we started, immediately went to two top priorities. One being the welfare of our team, our employees, our community, our vendors, our partners, first and foremost, bar nothing else. The second was, how do we conduct business in this pandemic? And I've got to tell you, I am so proud of the team. I'm so proud of Sony. You know, everything that this company has done here in North America as well as globally by putting people first, society first. And the business, by the way, has come. So we've had a good year in business, but I think resilience is really what touched me here about our team and our company and our approach during this just horrific time. I mean, there's nothing good you can say about this terrible pandemic, but there's a lot of good things you could say about people. And I really think our people rose to the occasion.
So many good perspectives from our executives. That's the end of our press briefing. Thank you for watching.